Hello, guys. Happy New Year. It's 2021, and you're watching Rappler. Our guest today is someone I'm sure you're familiar with. We've seen her both in TV and in movies since she was a young child. But this Christmas, we watched her play what she's described as one of her more daring roles. I'm using that word. I know it sounds like a cliche, but if you've watched Tagpuan, you'll understand what I'm saying. Please help me welcome the star of Tagpuan and the MMFF 2020 Best Supporting Actress, Shaina Magdayao.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hi,
having
Shaina.
me. Hello.
Thank
Happy
you
New
for
Year to
coming
everyone.
over. Yeah, kamusta? How are you? How was your break?
I'm okay. It's about to end actually because we're going to resume taping already for Provinciano. But it's been a no, it hasn't been a restful break because of I was gonna say it was a restful but hindi, but that's not true. It hasn't been a restful break because I've been busy promoting Tagpuan, um, which parang came as a surprise because we were first included in the MMFF summer MMFF.
Ah, yeah, that's
But
right.
yes, because of the pandemic, they had to cancel the first ever summer MMFF.
Right.
So well, I guess what's meant to be will really be. So we're now part of the Christmas MMFF.
Right.
Um, and it's been a beautiful year-end surprise, and definitely a surprise. I did not expect the additional recognition, but of course, I'm grateful for MMFF and for everyone who's seen the film.
How did you react when you found out that you won Best Supporting Actress?
I really did not expect it because I didn't even say yes to attending the online awards night. I did not say yes to the awards night, and I was having dinner with my family. It's that random, and my
Yeah.
phone started to go crazy with all the notifications and messages and calls from my director, of course, greeting me and congratulating me that I actually won. And so yes, it's been a very beautiful year-end surprise, and in a way, I guess a very late birthday gift because my birthday was last November 6th. So there, it's nice to be appreciated, and for that I'm of course very grateful.
I mean, in a way, then, feeling ko parang sakto lang din for Tagpuan to come out during the Christmas MMFF and during a pandemic because it touches on a lot of these themes about, isolation, alienation, being in a different, and it's also a little cathartic to see people not wearing masks, traveling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about Tagpuan, like how did you get involved in the project and what was your first reaction when you were offered the role of Tanya?
Well, just to add, no, we shot the film kasi 2019, so it was
Yeah.
definitely pre-pandemic. But you're also correct that maybe at first I did not see that as our strength. At first I was actually against us being part of the Christmas MMFF because I was parang in a way I was saying na ang lungkot ng film natin eh. We're talking about humanity and reality and brokenness and being lost. And those are not the kinds of films that I was
Right.
used to watching when I was younger, diba? When you say MMFF, you're talking about horror, comedy, family, maybe love story. But that's true. Parang it's a blessing in a way because people can really relate, especially everyone, because I think because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm so sure that at one point this year, I mean not this year, last year, we all felt lost. And so the film touches that subject, being lost and finding your way and your purpose and meaning in life. And maybe others are still feeling lost,
Right.
you know Because of this pandemic. Like, we can't really tell what will happen tomorrow, next year, next month, right? Um, but talking about Tagpuan, it's a material that I wouldn't say no to, and just to be able to get to portray a Ricky D character,
Right.
um, it's something I won't say no to. It's a great honor, a privilege to be chosen. When in fact they could have just chosen another actress to play the role, but with the confidence and the trust of my director and of course Sir Ricky D, um, we were able to pull it through, and we were able to breathe life into Tanya and to create a character like her, because like what you said, she's a very complicated character. But I
Yeah.
like that even if she's lost, or you know um yeah, she may be lost, she may be broken, but she's definitely a survivor. And just like our kababayans all over the world, when we talk about resiliency, we think of Filipinos, right?
Right.
So I hope somehow nakita yung strength ni Tanya.
Right. Yung gusto ko kay Tanya, because like in the movie, like a lot of the main characters are parang may degrees of being lost, or like someone who was lost and is now finding herself. Tanya, to me, like she always seems sure of, parang alam na alam niya saan siya papunta, or sure na sure siya kahit hindi siya sure. Alam mo yun? But there's always, how do you even play that? Like how do you prepare to play a woman that's so mystifying like her? And I told you this before we started recording. While I was watching this, I was messaging a friend. I was like, teka lang, figment of the imagination lang ba tong Tanya? Kasi parang ang may hiwaga yung character. Like, so how did you prepare to play Tanya?
Yung hiwaga na yon, wala sa akin yun. Binibigay ko kay Sir Ricky Leon. He was the one who wrote Tanya. I just had to follow their guidance. How did I even... I don't know anyone. I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, but I don't know anyone. I don't have anyone in my life who's like a Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I'm not so sure. But
I think your
I
friends will be glad to
definitely
know na walang
had...
Tanya sa mga kaibigan mo.
Oh, parang blessing. Sige, let's
Uh,
claim it as a good thing. But I had good conversations with my director and and of course our writer Sir Ricky. They were the ones who really guided me, helped me navigate our way through Tanya, and it's for me really a collaboration.
Yeah.
It's teamwork, diba? And well, that's always been a challenge to really understand a character to the point of not judging that character. And
Yeah.
I just discovered this ano bang fascination nito lang, like during the later years of my career.
Mm-hmm.
Kumbaga, parang there's a deeper understanding to each and every character that I portray now, especially the gray ones. Maybe that's why I like exploring more now,
Right.
compared to when I
Right.
was younger. When I was younger, for sure you've all witnessed the bait-baitan rules and the heavy drama, and lagi na lang
Right.
ako na lang lagi yung sinasabunutan, or I don't know, lahat. So parang may fascination ako with being human and
Right.
where people are really coming from. So I don't really judge my characters or like the people around me, because I'm always in a way asking where are they coming from, kasi for sure even even the darkest person that we all know, or the character, ano, let's just say a character that I've portrayed, meron siyang pinanggagalingan. It could be a void or a traumatic past, or that being broken and not having purpose and meaning in life. That could be it. And nafa-fascinate ako doon because may rason lahat. May reason lahat. May pinanggagalingan lahat. And that's why I understand my characters more. And
Right.
that's where I empathize with my characters.
Right.
Compared to when I was younger, na parang, ay, ayoko yan, mahirap yan. Or like, ay, ayoko yan, hindi yan kilala. Or ay, ayoko yan dahil hindi yan yung gustong makita ng mga viewers. Gusto nila laging mabait or malinis or pure. But now I'm so fascinated with just being human. And Tagpuan talks about that.
Yeah.
We actually had to shorten the film kasi nga naging part siya ng MFF. But if you just I think if you can only have the director's cut with all our deleted scenes.
Yeah.
It's really very interesting kasi sobrang open ni Sir Ricky Lee about loneliness and brokenness and just being human. So it helped a lot that my director Direct Mac Alejandro he knows kasi someone like Tanya. So I would just really listen to his cuentos and learn from him and imagine myself in that person's shoes or situation. And that's how you work as an actor. You mimic real life the best way you can.
Right. Parang yun nga yung fascinating for me. Like, while I was watching the movie and while I was watching Tanya, because I remembered when I interviewed Sir Ricky Lee nga, parang he was saying something about like when he writes a character and then when he passes it on, kumbaga, to the actor who then translates it into film, parang may hibla niya and obviously may hibla mo rin in breathing someone like Tanya to life, and so that you understand what the hell we're talking about. I suggest that you watch Tagpuan. It's on Upstream G Movies until December 7, but we'll see where else you'll be able to catch it after that.
Yes.
What was filming like? Kasi, okay, hindi naman to spoiler, pero the movie is set in 3 different cities. And
Yes.
you in particular, you were in New York and Hong Kong, right? So what was that like shooting in these very dynamic cities? Very oftentimes parang nagaglamorize kasi yung Hong Kong, nagaglamorize yung
That's
New York.
true.
Diba? But what is it like working there as Tanya?
Well, I like my director's approach, and Sir Ricky Lee also. It was their decision to show the real Hong Kong and the real New York compared to a tourism movie or parang a movie that'll take you to tourist spots and all those sites that you see on the television or magazines. But maybe because we're talking about real life and humanity, that's why they decided to shoot in areas that are in a way unfamiliar
Yeah.
but actually exists.
Yeah.
So sadly, like in Hong Kong, diba they always show mga, let's say, Disneyland or kung ano-anong mga shopping sites. But there's a part of Hong Kong that they do not like to reveal, the government mismo.
Yeah.
And these are the parang box houses.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, marami tayong kababayan na nakatira doon. That's why they chose that angle or that background. So it was very well thought of. And it did not become a distraction. Kasi
Right.
diba, parang kapag a magazine or very glossy yung background, it might take away the emotion or the soul of the film. But
Yeah.
they wanted the viewers to see and taste the the feel of the area. So hindi nga talaga siya glamorous. That's right. Um, it it was in a way hard because when you shoot abroad, you don't have your assistants with you don't have your people with you. Sariling
Right.
sikap, bit-bit ka ng gamit. Kapag kung ano yung makita mo dyan, bit-bitin mo.
Yeah.
Tumulong ka. So, in a way, kumbaga parang you appreciate each other more because you're
Right.
working not just, as individuals, but as a unit. And with this team naman behind Tagpuan, lahat generous with their time, with their conversations, with their presence. Lahat accommodating. Walang bad vibes sa set namin. And I think it's also a good thing that while we were shooting, our writer, Sir Ricky D, was there on set with us. So, like in between takes, we would be able to consult or converse with
Right.
him. So it was definitely because of his guidance also. That's why we were able to pull through.
Right.
But of course, we
What
had
was it?
challenges along the way,
Yeah.
as always. But after everything, after the good feedback that we've been getting, the bonuses, like let's say the recognition, the film winning third place.
Yes.
At the end of the day, masasabi mo, okay, it's all worth the stress and the hard work.
And even the delay in showing it because diba, everyone expected it to be
Part of
to
the summer
premiere
MMF.
during the
Yes.
summer. Yeah. I'm curious also, like, what was it like working that closely with someone like Ricky Lee, diba, na parang basically legend, not just in cinema, but like in Philippine literature in general. Like,
Yes.
he's the Ricky Lee, kumbaga.
We're rooting for him nga as the next national artist because he
Oh,
definitely
yes,
deserves
right.
it.
Yeah.
He's been very generous when it comes to his time. I remember they were pitching this film to me, and then parang the next day, he had to conduct classes, yung script writing classes niya.
Right. Yeah.
Just to pay it forward, diba?
Yeah.
Sobra niyang generous pagdating doon. And whenever you approach him, all his kwentos, grabe, full of wisdom. And he's really a good storyteller.
Right.
He is. That's why it's an honor to be able to work with someone like Sir Ricky D, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, to also to extend the storytelling, like the storytelling doesn't just end with obviously the script writer. The storytelling, I mean, it's important for the artists to understand the characters and again, I really feel like you were able to bring Tanya back down to earth because like it has a like kasi the way that she dresses, the way that she moves, parang you would think na parang para siyang caricature.
Yes.
But I feel like every time she teeters towards parang cartoon character na lang, parang you always manage to bring the character back na hindi tao pa rin siya. She actually, like, she isn't just what she is on the outside. And I think, clearly, the MMFF recognized that when you were
Thank you
awarded.
for saying that because we were really working on the heart and soul of the character. Kumbaga external factors na lang naman yung. That's right. Yung pagiging caricature niya, like sino ba
Yeah.
namang magba-blonde wig and magpapalit ng wig every day, diba? And with her fashion statement also, that's so out
Yeah.
there. But it's we really worked hard to bring out the soul of the character. But I won't be able to do all of that if it weren't for the guidance of my director and Sir Ricky. Um, I think at this point in my life, I'm surrounded with good people,
Right.
good mentors. Um, and for that, I share the recognition and the victory, of course.
On a lighter note, what was it like prancing around Hong Kong in that outfit? That very loud outfit. I think it's the second time we see Tanya on screen, if I'm not mistaken. Second or third time, right? This was after the ferry, and then we see
Yeah.
her again. And she's in a very loud outfit. What was it like just running around Hong Kong in that whole ensemble?
Wala. The people would stare. Wala lang. Ano, they parang gulat na gulat sila sa akin. But, the show must go on. And it's not me anyway. Once I do my makeup and put on my wig, wala na. I transform into, so nawawala rin yung hiya. I'm a very reserved person, but maybe when I start working, that's when put me in front of a camera, then that's when I evolve. But kung on a normal day, bihista niya ako, hindi ko kaya.
Hindi pa hindi pa
Maybe kaya ako artista.
para at least characters na lang, like comedian like, but only temporarily. I'm also curious kasi nabanggit mo nga kanina, like, your fans and viewers in general have a certain expectation of who Shaina is, di ba? Parang, especially if they've seen you when you were still young, right? Na parang innocent character always. Does that does that bother you, or does that consume you in your decision making, na parang but your next role na parang iniisip mo pa natin na shucks, but this is what people expect of me, or this might be too shocking for them if I play this kind of person on camera?
Well, maybe when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I did not decide for myself yet.
Right.
Or I did not have so much confidence just yet.
Yeah.
Ang daming reservations. But, as you mature in this business, you're always going to look for something new rin naman.
Yeah.
Maybe not just for your viewers, but also for yourself. Because you will end up asking yourself, what am I here for? What else is there for me to do? Like, meron pa ba? Or is it time for me to leave the business?
Right.
So that yung transition na yon, hindi ko sinasadya. But it was more of introspective muna. That's where it all started. When I started questioning my purpose in this business and what else is there for me to do. Because seems like I've done every role already. But you know what's funny? Every time I ask myself that, or every time I pray for him to give me a sign, if it's time for me to leave or to stay, I get answered with good quality projects. And ever since I prayed about me staying in this business, I always end that prayer with, Lord, if you still want me to stay in this business, please naman give me good people around me. People who are easy to work with and people that I can learn from. And so far, it's been working. Ever since I asked and ever since I prayed, lahat ng mga katrabaho ko matino, the projects that I've been getting are really beautiful materials. So it goes beyond yourself na.
Right. Like making the because it's not an easy job. Like it's not. It
Not at
seems
all.
certainly glamorous from time to time, but it's not. I mean, like, you've been sitting there and entertaining interviews for how many hours today? So, medyo hindi siya masaya after the third. So, hindi, may wear and tear din kahit papaano sa body and sa mind
Alam
after.
it can be very tiring, especially if you don't like what you're doing.
Right.
But yeah, I guess now I get that renewed sense of appreciation. Not passion, because I've always been passionate, but appreciation for where I'm at right now, especially now during a pandemic,
Right.
when people are losing jobs and companies are closing. Yet here I am being given jobs,
Mm-mm.
good materials, and even a recognition that I did not expect.
She didn't even attend the online ceremony.
But then one of my bosses sent me flowers here after winning just to congratulate me, and then the handwritten note said na parang, okay, so I guess this is a sign na hindi ka talaga pwedeng umalis ng show business. So wala, I guess it's really my life. It's a huge part of who I am. And I guess if I'm still being blessed with good quality projects, then there's work for me to do pa. And so I hope that I use my talent in a proper and decent way, the best way I can, to like serve not myself, but serve the people behind the camera, like let's say my directors, my producers. And whenever they say na parang kailangan ka namin dito sa movie na to, or like whenever they believe na okay, I can pull something off, like let's say Tanya.
Yeah.
Then parang it gives so much more meaning than just earning money and earning recognition, right?
Right. May moment ba na parang, I mean, kasi, like I said earlier, like, people have seen you on TV, in the movies since you were young, but was there, like, may point ba when you were an adult na na-realize mo na, you know what, I actually do like this, and I actually do want to do this for a longer time? Despite, how, I mean, because it's a harsh industry to be in, like, di ba, parang, there's your passion, there's you executing yourself executing your craft as an artist, and then there's also this craze of like, intrusion into personal lives. Parang, when did you realize na it was worth it, and that you wanted to pursue it pa rin talaga?
Nako, I've been running away from the business. Kung alam nyo lang. I've been questioning a lot. But like what I said, ever since I questioned and ever since I prayed, I've been getting answers and I've been getting signs and non-stop work. And if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. Yeah, kasi parang, when you're younger, the money, yeah, of course. I mean, let's not deny the fact that, it really helps with the financial stability that you get from the business. But at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's not about that. So that was when I started questioning. Kasi parang, okay, so yung fulfillment, I don't get it from money, don't get it from pure, I don't get it from the newest, whatever, the latest material things that I can buy with this kind of job that I'm doing. And parang you just have to look at it in a different perspective. And that's what I'm doing right now. Like, it's beyond me. It's beyond the recognition, don't get me wrong. Sobrang nagpapasalamat ako. But it's beyond me. I mean, I remember someone asking me about box office and all. And then I go, you know what? I think I'm at this point in my life na, okay, yung box office na yan, ang may problema dyan, producer. Yun ang concern niya. If the movie's going to make it or not. But ako, ang concern ko is, at the end of the day, nagawa ko ba ng mabuti yung trabaho ko? Did I show up on the set ready? Like,
Right.
can I say na, okay, I've been a good co-actor or a team player? And at the end of the day, most importantly, like, is my director going to say, or like my producers, or Sir Ricky Lee, are they going to say na, okay, buti na lang si Shaina yung kinuha natin sa role na to, no? That's more of my concern now than the other things.
Right.
If actually yung galing, yeah, syempre, we appreciate that. Pero, you know what I value more right now at this point is if and when people say na, ay, si Shaina, maayos na katrabaho yan. Or masarap siyang katrabaho.
Right.
That's me now.
Right. I mean, it's goodness, a person's goodness that ultimately matters.
Kasi
Diba?
mahirap makipagtrabaho sa mahirap katrabaho.
Agree. Agree. And I think everyone's thankful that the industry keeps pulling you back in, despite you considering different options and opportunities, perhaps. So, but what's next for you? I believe in a few days you will be off to shooting.
Yes.
What other projects, personal or showbiz wise, are in the horizon for you?
Well, like what he said, we're going to be taping again for Provinciano. And we were actually called the frontliners because we were the first ever show to resume
Oh yeah,
during the
that's
pandemic.
right. Kayo yung kumbaga naging ano no? Parang you were an example na kaya siyang gawin. Like or the standards of what protocols you're supposed to follow.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, we were all parang hesitant.
Yeah.
So, parang,
Yeah.
okay, are we going to risk our lives? Are we going to risk our health?
Right.
Because during that time, we did not have a set of, established work protocols just yet.
Tama.
So, we were really the frontliners.
Right.
But, it gives, syempre nagpapasalamat kami that until now, the Filipino people, and especially the lolos and the lolas, during that time, they were really looking for Provinciano.
Right. Right. Right.
But, to be part of a show like Provinciano, it's beyond the uy kasama ako or uy kasama ako sa show. It's actually right now, it's about giving people jobs. More than the actors, mas may gana kami to work now because we know that, we're part of this big project that gives livelihood to, let's say, our crew, our staff. In the middle of a pandemic and after what happened to our station, they're still fighting to give people jobs. So it's beyond us already. It's that Provinciano. Sadly, the Lav Diaz films that I've been doing will have to not naman be postponed, pero parang madedelay lang ng konti. Because of this the new health work protocols that we have.
Right.
So, and then Tagpuan came as a surprise nga. Hopefully, well, the people who haven't seen Tagpuan will be able to watch it. Although it's going to end tomorrow, but we'll see. For sure, they're going to be showing it on different platforms. And actually, I have to thank MMFF for still pushing through with a festival because it's so easy to cancel it. It's so easy to say, okay, sige, next year na lang. Pero hindi, nilaban nila. And you have to look at it in a like a different perspective din, na parang you have to realize na okay, may advantages din. Because during the normal MMFF, it was just nationwide. Now it's global. Now people all over the world can have access to Filipino films. And Tagpuan is not the only entry. We have 9 other Filipino films who are part of the festival. And maybe, well, I hope in our own little way, the Filipinos who weren't, or balikbayans who weren't able to spend Christmas here, sana in our own little way, will be able to feel more at home whenever they watch the Filipino films, or like lessen their, ano ba, their dramatic holiday
Yeah, yeah.
because
No, alam
they're
mo,
in quarantine or they're isolated or homesick
yeah.
sila. I don't know.
Yeah, no, kasi for me, like, MMFF and ang probinsyano, like, for the viewers, it gives you a sense of, I don't wanna say normalcy, kasi hindi pa rin siya normal, pero parang at least may something na
Familiar from
nangyayari
the
in a,
old.
yeah, something familiar from a time na hindi ka forced to stay at home all the time. Like it's a very, kahit ilang minuto lang or kahit ilang hours lang, na breath of fresh air, right? Na parang, like in the middle of bad news and in the middle of, all these anxieties because of the pandemic, like at
Yeah.
least we have this escape. Kahit maiksi lang, pero I mean, it does wonders for like, art does wonders for a
Yes.
quarantined soul.
I hope everyone will appreciate it the way you do.
I'm
Gives
sure
more
the
meaning to
viewers.
our craft and our jobs. So thank you.
Yeah. If anyone who's watching this wants updates on what you're doing, like what social media platforms can they follow?
Oh, I'm not techie at all. I only have Instagram. People have been asking me. No, I don't have Twitter, no Facebook, but I do have Instagram. It's Shaina_Magdayao. Um, it's that, and people have been bugging me to put up my own YouTube channel, but well, obviously it's not my strength. But I'm doing something about it because there are small passion projects that I would like to share with everyone. And maybe first quarter of 2021, we will launch that YouTube channel.
Interesting, exciting. Also, it's okay. Just stay on Instagram. You don't need Twitter and Facebook. It's a jungle out there.
I value my sanity.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a very good idea. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us time. I know you're very busy, and I know there's a lot.
For having me.
There's a lot to do before you start taping again.
I have a few more interviews today, but
Exactly.
but thank you for having me, and Happy New Year. And to everyone who's watching or listening, thank you so much. And I hope you get to catch Tagpuan on upstream.ph.
Thank you again, Shaina, for your time. Thank you so much for watching this interview. Again, Tagpuan is available to stream by Upstream and G Movies. We'll let you know if it's going to be screened on a different platform or if it's going to be extended, because for sure you wouldn't want to miss this movie. You wouldn't want to miss Shaina's portrayal of Tanya. Trust me, you have to watch it. Follow her on social media, Instagram lang, and her future YouTube channel for updates on her life and upcoming projects. Support Filipino art to support Filipino movies. This is Bekopin. You have been watching Rappler. Thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year, guys. Bye.